Is the Kraken a real creature, or is it just a product of ancient imagination, exaggerated over time? Efforts to uncover the truth have often led to dead ends. Many believed the Kraken would remain only in writings and myths until one day it seemed to enter the real world, not in the way we see it in Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest, with a monstrous creature and slimy tentacles terrifying all sailors. But is the real-life Kraken truly as frightening? In Norwegian, the word Kraken refers to a legendary sea monster, typically depicted as a giant octopus. In movies, it's shown as a mobile disaster, capable of devastating everything with just one tentacle. This has made the Kraken a nightmare for fishermen in North European folklore, often referred to as a harbinger of doom across the seas from Norway to Iceland, and even as far as Greenland. Its colossal size means that, from a distance, fishermen might mistake it for an island rising out of the sea. If any crew attempted to conquer this island, it would be as if they'd set one foot into hell. Ships passing through Kraken territory are said to be destined to become its prey. This sea monster reportedly attacks by wrapping its tentacles around a ship, crushing it as easily as squeezing an orange. It's even said that the Kraken can consume an entire vessel without much trouble. If that method fails, the Kraken might swim in circles to create a massive whirlpool, pulling the entire crew down to the icy depths of the ocean. Yet, the Kraken isn't only about destruction. According to legend, each time it appears, it brings with it a bounty of fish, which cling to its body like mere debris. Bold fishermen could take advantage of this to secure a large catch, though it could also be a trap, luring sailors into its waters, only to end up as the Kraken's meal. Legends describe the Kraken as large as an island, and whenever it surfaces, it causes waves across entire regions. The seasoned fishermen of Scandinavia would often set sail armed with the sharpest swords and long hooks to defend against the Kraken if they were unlucky enough to encounter it. But that was likely only a means to extend their lives by a few moments. The Kraken is said to be 100 times larger than a ship. When faced with this disaster incarnate, all one could do was feel horror. Should the Kraken emerge, human weapons could hardly harm it, much less kill it. Sailors would turn to the gods for protection, as the creature was known to rarely hunt, but would not spare any ship that entered its territory. It's said the Kraken usually stays deep underwater and only ascends when hunting closer to the surface. As it moves, it inadvertently creates deep-sea vortexes, dragging everything into the depths. Additionally, clashes between the Kraken and sperm whales, mythologized as battles of sea gods, have stirred up countless storms, deeply affecting the lives of seafaring people. These legendary encounters are often blamed for numerous mysterious shipwrecks and unexplained maritime tragedies. After the disaster, local people began to share survival tips and signs that they believed foretold the appearance of the Kraken. These included vast schools of fish suddenly swimming to the surface, or the sea becoming turbulent, with waves and sharks rising to the surface, signs that the Kraken was near. Whether one could escape or not depended on luck. According to legend, the Kraken was a sea monster, unique to the waters of Northern Europe. However, as shipwrecks and disappearances of entire fleets became more frequent, public anxiety grew, leading to a pressing question: could there be more than one Kraken? Though the suspicion was strong, scientific limitations meant people had no way to explain these phenomena. People are often wary of the unknown, fearing things they cannot clearly see or identify. This fear can lead to imagining grand creatures beyond the limits of human thought. To explain whirlpools that drag ships down, scientists propose that sailors may have mistaken underwater volcanic activity for a giant sea monster due to mass panic and shared hallucinations. The Kraken we now know may not be as awe-inspiring as legend, but its discovery has opened doors to better understanding marine monsters. The Kraken was first mentioned in Systema Naturae, a classification book published in 1735 by Swedish botanist, zoologist, and physician Carl Linnaeus, who classified the Kraken as a cephalopod. By the late 1800s, scientists presented evidence they believed could prove the existence of giant sea monsters. In 1857, Danish naturalist Japetus Steenstrup discovered a giant squid washed ashore and used its beak to deduce it belonged to a new species, Architeuthis, the Latin term for giant squid. This species became the scientific basis for the Kraken in mythology. From a scientific perspective, the legendary Kraken entered the real world. Since then, marine researchers have explored this species, although they doubt the existence of a squid as enormous as described. Despite centuries of study, giant squid specimens have continued to puzzle scientists. Architeuthis, the largest found in nature, stretches about 13 meters, with oversized tentacles and weighing nearly a ton, while most giant squid reach only about 10 meters. In 2011, paleontologist Mark McMenamin from Mount Holyoke College, USA, suggested he had found evidence supporting the existence of a kraken while studying fossils of a giant ichthyosaur. Dr. McMenamin found fossil evidence suggesting a kraken-like creature of up to 30 meters. Fossilized ichthyosaur bones with strange markings hinted at tentacle-like damage, fueling comparisons to the kraken. Misaligned fossil bones served as clues to kraken-like behavior. Despite criticism, Dr. McMenamin continued presenting evidence to support his theory, suggesting that the ichthyosaur, which lived 200 to 250 million years ago, bore unusual bone marks that indicated possible external compression by tentacles. Alongside the ichthyosaur fossil, he discovered what appeared to be a giant squid's beak and bones with tentacle damage, reinforcing his kraken hypothesis. He speculated that the ichthyosaur might have been drowned or strangled by tentacles, leading to suffocation. However, some scientists remain unconvinced, viewing this hypothesis as speculative. Much remains uncertain, and the story of the kraken still lacks a concrete explanation. The gap between the legendary kraken and scientific findings is vast, and the existence of this sea monster remains an open question. The ocean's depths are boundless and largely unexplored. Who knows? Perhaps somewhere in the deep, creatures like the kraken lie dormant, waiting to awaken. If that day ever comes, we'll have to see if it resembles what the filmmakers have portrayed. Thank you for watching this video, and I wish you a wonderful day.